Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time again. It is time for the Usual Suspects halftime show. I am your host, Jedi Knight Jeff. My co-host is not yet in the room, but first and foremost, let's bring on the myth, the man, the legend, Mr. Forz FX. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing very well, dude. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
You'll have to forgive my side view because I'm actually working with two screens this evening. So you are here. Font commission is right here. So we are banging them out.
Excellent. It's glad to hear that you are back on the horse, as you say. Next we are going to bring in another legend in the font industry, or soon to be legend, Mr. Look at All My Stuff, also known as Syndicate Custom Relics.
I did not put look at all my stuff. I'll put a black screen up. But I think you can put whatever down there. I don't care. How you guys doing?
Good, and you?
Loving. The reason I said that really is because this is the focal point of I love my Grogu.
Well, yes, and
maybe I should put look at all my Grogus.
We could do that.
That's a fine collection, lad. It's a fine collection indeed.
I love it.
Next, we are going to bring on the OG font maker, Mr. Link from Repulse Collectibles.
Hey, guys.
Look at the light. Look at the sign. Look at the wall. Look at the stuff.
Look at that.
Hell yeah.
New setup.
It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
We can hear you awesome.
Good. I got the boom arm. I don't know if the camera is picking this up, but I got this crazy.
Ooh, you've got the HyperX Quadcast.
The original, not the newest version that goes all RGB, which I'm jealous of, but I can't justify it. This one works really well. So
I got the Jedi Knight Jeff insignia on my wall, so that makes me extra special.
All right. So without any further delay, we are going to bring on our guest for this evening. Based on his name, some call him Stooped Kyber, some call him Stupid Kyber. We know him as Kevin.
What's up, guys?
Kevin, how are you?
All right. How's it going? Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you really well.
All right, sweet.
I can. I'm not sure about the other guys. Everybody good?
Yep.
Awesome.
So we're gonna run with this room for a few minutes. So generally, we start off with having you give us a little background on yourself.
Well, the name, first of all, is Stupid. Me and my wife, we got the name from our dog. She was, we were just looking at her one day and we were like, man, you're so stupid. She's great. But so that's where the name originally came from. And we love Ewoks. So that's where the name came from. A lot of people go either way, but I don't really mind. But and then we started getting into the store about 2 years ago with our Kyber crystals, and then I started talking to Carl and a few other people in the community, and then I started making lightsabers. So I've been doing that for about 2 years now.
Excellent.
Cool.
So now we come to the question period. So we're going to go around the room, and I know, Brandon, you haven't been here for a while. So I'm going to give you first kick at the can.
Oh, well, Kai, what do you go by, Kyber? Like, I mean, I don't want to call anybody stupid anything, but what?
You can call me Kevin, man. It's no problem.
Yeah, Kyber. Anyway, would you mind doing, because I've never met you, I've never had the pleasure. Could you go a little bit more in depth on what you do, what you're wanting to do with the community? Just tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, it's kind of hard right now. Well, we've been I worked really close with Jeremy Kitts, who makes the 01.
Oh yeah, okay. I like that. That's a
Oh
good
yeah,
hilt.
this is great. And I have a Verso on this, and I started doing all my installs with Verso. He actually, I don't know if the camera can get it, but he actually installed this for me, and it's super clean. But I
Nice,
started
man.
doing all my installs just like this, you know, on the Switch and stuff. And it was just for my nephews and whatever. And then people started asking me to do custom installs for them. Mark, who you've had on here before, he's got a few for me. And right now I'm working close with LGT. We are I got VHD parts, some custom, you know, help, you know, that kind of stuff, the cores. We have the new Xeno core that just came out. It's quite
Yep.
nice actually for the beginner novice. And then I'm looking to make. I'm working with Shen Sabers right now. We have a hilt in production. It should be out pretty soon. Can't really talk more about it because I don't have the prototype in hand. But
Very cool.
so, yeah, more replicas, things like that. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything for everyone. This hobby can be quite expensive, you know.
Yeah.
So,
We know,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
All too well.
so I'm just trying to give it for the novice, for the advanced, you know, for the person. I went to Disney and I picked up one of their hilts, and I feel kind of bad for anyone that's going to pay that kind of money to get, like, I mean, it's, you pay for the experience, don't get me wrong, but if you drop it, you know, things happen. So like this one, I dropped this once and I'll be lucky. I was lucky it even turned on, you know. So it's kind of
I mean, to be honest, most people buy the legacy hilts to hang on the wall more than anything.
Oh, I know, but like I've seen it in the subreddit and stuff, and I feel like really bad. You know, people contact me all the time for like advice on them, and I don't really know what to tell them other than to get it custom done. And then you're looking at exponentially more money, you know, for that. So
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Well, what's like something that, like, how long have you been in the hobby, and what was there any focal point that got you into the hobby in the first place?
well, yeah, that was the main thing is I guess when I really wanted to install things was when I saw the soundboards. That was like I wanted to get my hands on all of them immediately and try them all out. And again, it's expensive, so if you're gonna do that, you kind of have to, you know, start doing that, but you know, on your own. So that's really what I started doing. And then I got my hands on these Versos like right away when they first came out, and I fell in love with them. And that's when I decided I was gonna try to get them in the store, which luckily enough I was able to. So
No, I love that. I guess I was kind of digging deeper into like you as a Star Wars fan, like
dude,
what ultimately sucked you in.
It was
you know
my
what I
first
mean?
my. If you can ask my mom, like my first job that I wanted to be was a Jedi Knight. Like I didn't know,
But hey,
you know,
hey,
that was the deal. I was like 4 years old telling people at her work that I was going to be a Jedi, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
The first hilt that I made was a GI Joe toy that I like ripped apart and then stuffed a it was a cheap circus like type sword sheath, and it was green, and I just jammed it on top of whatever I could get, you know, whatever looked like a hilt, and I started swinging that around. So
that's cool, man.
I mean, I have tattoos, like it's, you know, forever.
Yeah,
my wife
man.
too, she's, you know, that's how we actually like really started talking and stuff was because of Star Wars. So it's like forever hobby. I always had some sort of, you know, merch or something. In high school I was like a nerd, you know, I read all the books. That's why I'm a little confused now what's canon, what's not. So if someone asks me, I just say I don't know anymore because, you know, I don't.
And there's even more stuff in the books, and there's a lot of new rumors circulating that could potentially shift the canon even more. So I'm right there with you, where like, just here, let's just Whatever, man.
Yeah. I'm here for the ride now. You know, they're making new content all the time.
Hey, Star Wars, it's cool. Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, we all love it. Doesn't matter. I see, and I don't care so much about canon. I mean, I canon's great. That's what made it. But even non-canon or whatever people want to call I like pretty much almost all of it. I mean, there's not much in Star Wars that I'm not genuinely excited about.
Right. Yeah. It's
That Bohemian. What was the episode of Visions with the kids singing? I thought that was the worst piece of anything that
Tatooine
they labeled
Rhapsody.
Star Wars on ever.
That was Tatooine Rhapsody.
Terrible. Wipe it off the face of the earth. Anyway, continue, please. Say somebody else.
Preston, you're up to bat, man.
You're not supposed to put me on blast like that.
Oh,
Whatever, bro.
No, I'm
Dude.
just playing.
dude, I have to.
I'm just kidding. So what's something that because this is a nice question because I always like to know everybody's goals, man. I like to know where you're going. So what's something that you haven't done yet that maybe you've started working on, or something that you're really wanting to do that you just haven't done yet? Is it like in the works, or is it something that you just haven't?
I would like to make more of our own hilts, coming up in the future, which through designing and stuff, right when you first start out, that can be kind of hard to do, especially finding machinists and things like that. So hopefully I'm looking to expand on more interchangeable parts and things like that, hopefully, and then keep it all affordable, because again, this can be really expensive, and I just want to keep it fair for everyone. That's basically the bottom line too, is that it's all the prices that I have in the store. It's not generally me trying to make money or anything like that, but it's more so just to keep it fair for the community, because I see there's a lot of stores everywhere, and there's a lot of overpriced things and things like that, or like you won't get customer service, which is my biggest thing. There has to be good customer service, otherwise what's the why are you doing that? That's my biggest thing. I would just want to try to help everyone as much as I can.
Right. That's nice, man.
Well, my background has been in restaurants, so I cooked for like 30 years, and that's what you're there to do. Right. You're there to give them an experience. You're there to just help them, and not necessarily push product on them either. People contact me all the time and ask me crazy questions, and I try to point them in either the right way, give them a video, something. Right. Not necessarily say I don't sell that here, leave, because that's not really what it should be about.
Right. And that's nice, man, because it shows that it shows more of a passion than a monetary thing. You're here for more than the passion than the money. And that's always nice, man. Money is always nice too, don't get me wrong. But when you can do something that you're passionate about, and you're more passionate about it than you're more worried about making the money, it's just to me, it's nicer.
Right. Well, yeah, that's I mean, the bottom line is you're there for the customer. That's
right.
That's why you're there. And when I hired people in restaurants, that was the same thing I told them, and that's just the 101, I guess. That's how I roll in everything, I guess.
Right. So my next question is a little less that related. I always like watching the movies, but every time I go back and watch a movie, if I just want to sit down on a feel good day and just I want to kick back on some Star Wars, I'll instantly turn on Revenge of the Sith. So for you, what's that for you? It could be one of the movies or any one of the shows, but what is it like if you want to kick back and just watch Star Wars? What do you watch and why?
Return of the Jedi.
Nice. Moving it forward. He's like
That's the second best answer.
That's well, I mean, okay, so I have there's probably 2 types of days that I have, and that's the best VHS tape that I had growing up was Return of the Jedi, and then right after that it was Back to the Future. And it was
Dude.
like back to back.
Dude, are
Yes.
you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was recorded like
Yes.
right off the TV.
On Back to the Future Day too. You say that? You're awesome.
So
You're
it went
freaking awesome.
it like literally skipped the credits and then like went right into the opening credits of Back to the Future. So like to me, for like nostalgia and stuff like that, that's always what I watch. Like that's and
Yes.
I'll tell you, I watched that when I was so little that the when Luke was fighting the Rancor and stuff like that, that scared the crap out of me when I was little. Like I had my mom fast forward that once or twice. I remember being like, I can't watch it enough. Like fast forward this.
Right, man.
You know,
My favorite Back to the Future is 2, and we were just talking about that earlier today because it's November 5th is today, and I was like, so you said that just yes, because yeah, if I could pick a definitely second best on a feel good, I'd definitely turn on Back to the Future 2, like easy, no doubt.
Everyone knows I'm a big Back to the Future fan. I mean, I built a custom font on it. I put a lot of time and effort. But yeah, I mean, that trilogy. Golly, my brother and I watched that all the time growing up. Just we'd pop in the VHS, just put it on repeat.
Mhm.
I mean, amongst other movies, but those were always in the rotation, man. It's fantastic.
I could watch that in my sleep. I know I could. Like,
Yeah.
I could watch it with my eyes closed and see everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 4's you're next.
Mr. Kevin,
how's it going, boss?
how are you, sir? Good to
Oh.
meet you. Okay, so I guess my first question is: when you got into the community, what social media platform were you using? What drew you in? Which platform were you utilizing the most when you first became aware of our community?
The lightsaber subreddit.
The subreddit. Okay, very cool.
And
For as long as go ahead.
oh no, sorry, I just made a post on there like on a whim on kyber crystals, and that's actually how I started the store.
Oh, okay, awesome. So, being here as long as you have, which social, not asking to be biased or anything, but which social media platform now do you find to be most effective, not just for your own personal use, but for your business?
I use Instagram mostly, and I
Okay.
mean I mess around with TikTok, but I don't. I mean, Mark's doing really good on that, but it seems like I don't get much views or anything like that. And I have Mark on my TikTok account too, and his views like I can't even, he's surpassed me by like 10 times.
So after the stream, I'll share a secret with you for TikTok.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
I
recently joined TikTok. Well, I mean, it's not really a secret, but I recently started a TikTok page. And I had videos that were on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my Facebook that weren't getting very many views. And started a TikTok account, and you do 3 little things thanks to my man Preston over in the corner there. You attach the hashtag FYP for your page or for you to all your videos. And I had a video that had 20 views on my YouTube, has 1,150 views on TikTok in less than 24 hours.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
So
When you do
there
that,
are little niche things that you can do to up your views on TikTok and get your name out there. So
Yeah, I'll have to work on it. Yeah, I have to check all those. I'm pretty sure. I think I have that. I'll have to check my hashtags again though and stuff.
Those are my 2 questions.
So I guess my first question is going to be, in the 9 films, I think I know where this is going to go. So I'm not going to ask you your favorite character because we know Return of the Jedi is your favorite Star Wars movie. So I'm going to ask you what your second favorite character from the 9 movies is.
Oof. This is rough. Probably Chewie.
Chewie?
Yeah.
That's a good answer. We've
Yeah.
actually never gotten Chewie.
I think so.
My-
Yeah, no,
my-
because
My 6-year-old
he
would
hasn't-
love you.
for not having dialogue, I don't know anyone that can't relate to at some point in the adventures of Chewie being everywhere that he has. Like you can relate to at least one example, one problem that he's running, like the way he how can I word this, like emotionally, where he's going, like where he's at. There's zero dialogue that you can understand, so it's
Yeah, he's one of those characters that even though you can't understand what he's saying, he's very relatable.
yeah. And I think that's what makes Star Wars too. It's very alien, it's very like not anything, like not humans. Like my favorite, I think, things out there are Ewoks, like as far as like aliens go, things like
Right.
that. Little vicious teddy bears, the best.
Taking out stormtroopers with
Yeah.
rocks. That was like the best part of that movie. Was the Ewoks taking out stormtroopers.
That yeah. The little traps and stuff.
Yeah. Kate, so next question would be favorite canon lightsaber hilt.
Oh, Luke's, hands on. Yeah.
All right.
That was like
That's
the
fair.
lightsaber. For me anyway, because of Return of the Jedi being my favorite and things like that. Like the original one was always there, but like you never, like that iconic scene where he holds it up and he gets shot in the hand and stuff. You really get to see it like really well. Oh yeah, there it is. Great.
There it
I'm
is
waiting on
there.
Sabers hilts right now. I can't wait to get them.
So I know going on your story, you've got various different things. You've got a couple of different lightsaber hilts. You have lightsaber parts, soundboards. You have a blade or two on there.
Mhm.
And a majority of your stuff is kyber crystals. Are those naturally shaped crystals? Are those
those are all natural quartz.
Okay.
And the way we get them, sometimes they're too big and we have to break them to get them down to size. But most are always between 1 inch and 1.5 inches. And then the ones that are smaller that we can't really sell for those, we use for the bags of kybers that we have. And then we offer a variety more of colors and things like that. And we dye all of those to order. So we get custom orders all the time for whatever color anyone wants.
Right. And your store is only on Etsy?
Yeah, for the time being. I'm working on a website right now, but it's been that's where we just started from. So, and It's been actually really good for us. So,
yeah, Etsy's a good platform to start on, and yeah.
Well, that's how I met Jeremy Kitts from Saber Merchant,
Right.
And he's helped me out so much with everything. That's what as far as like not stepping on each other's toes and things like that, that goes too. Like we've been working pretty close, and it started with those versos. So I'm really glad to have met him.
And I guess that's the nice thing about this community is there's a lot of people you can reach out to that are helpful. So
well, yeah, I mean, when I first started, I literally like tried to talk to everyone, and those some people told me whatever or nothing, and then other people were very helpful as far as that goes. Yeah. Shen Sabers was one of the first people I talked to, and even though he's like there's like a bit of a language barrier there between the two of us. He's helped me out, so like with Profi and everything like that. So or Profi,
Nice.
I don't know. I don't want to start a fight. So
Profi, tomato, right? It's one of those things that it's always going to be the great debate.
Well, I'm from New York, so I think people from there will say Profi. I don't know. It's like Boston and New York, like whatever, you know.
Right.
But
Or
yeah, there
as
you go.
or as Repulse says, halfy.
Yeah.
Profi. That there's
Oh,
the
oh,
AH in there.
that's-
Profi. Like I don't say Profi. I say Profi. I know. Jeff Burst is in the comments, just like gritting his teeth
It's
at me.
Profi.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Profi.
And whatever. It's a lightsaber soundboard. How about that?
Right. It makes
It
come
makes our
alive.
toys go whoosh.
Right. How many lightsabers do you have in your collection, or do you have a collection?
Well, yeah, I have I was lucky enough to get a Phoenix from Divinium when he had his sale. I have this Zero, which is the neck on this is just a hang on a second. Is amazing. This, but I'm trying to mute it right now so I can.
That's Profi.
There you go. So this one right here, I think is
It's like crawfish.
my favorite one in my collection right now that I've been spending the most. And again, like I'm pretty biased when it comes to the Versa. Like I fell in love with that because it was just so easy to use, like on the fly, the on the fly stuff, which is some of the Profi stuff, you know, it's great, but for on the fly and changes and things like that, sometimes can be kind of hard. So that's why I like this one the most. But and then I have Divinium, and then my wife has a Corbaneth Dooku hilt.
Nice.
And then we have these ones from Disney. And I think that's about it. I'm looking around now, trying to make sure. But yeah, I'm sure there's one or two I missed.
Right. And like you said, it is an expensive hobby to get into. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the community can be extremely daunting because there's so much information out there, and that's what we're trying to do, is trying to get smaller operations like yourself and Mark that does things and get your names out there for people to see what's going on, what's available. So
he was one of the first persons I talked to, and I'm so glad I did when I did, because he introduced me to John for Sabers Forever.
yes.
And he's actually been quite helpful too, doing all that. So
well, and that's the thing, like, I mean, having somebody that's so talented like Mark, like, he's crazy talented, but
yeah.
So were you and your wife into Star Wars before you got together? Like, was she a quote unquote Star Wars nerd as well?
Oh yeah, she had like all the pins, and I ask her questions like pertaining to the newer stuff now, because like again, I try to just keep up nowadays, but
It's so hard, right?
yeah.
Anybody else got any other follow-up questions? Preston, what you working on? Your mic's muted.
Thank you. That's why it's muted, because I'm working. I'm working on a customer's lightsaber.
So
Because I might do installs one day, and if I decide to, then figure a little bit of labor-free work never hurt anybody.
Have you heard of any of these other three gentlemen on screen?
Have I?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, I think I follow everyone on Instagram.
Well,
And
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate anybody that supports me.
It's as many people as are in the community. It gets smaller every day. I think, as it gets bigger. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of weird, but
No, that's
It
you
is.
said it.
It is weird that way.
Because
It is.
it's just the weirdest thing. It's exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
It's
I-
like
and
it
I
almost
fucking-
feels like for every one person we get, like somebody leaves the community.
Right.
Oh, come on.
So is the Etsy store is that just a side gig for you? Is that full time? Is that
it was a side thing, and then it slowly picked up and got busier and busier. And as we got new things, so actually, when you guys asked me to come on, that's what kind of when I was talking to my wife about me stopping cooking. So I kind of just quit, and now I'm just doing that. Did the store full time.
nice?
Especially
Well, congratulations, man. It takes a lot of courage to do that.
especially with the customer service. Like, I'm trying to give people in my restaurant customer service. I can't be doing that while I'm on my phone trying to give other people a good customer service as well. So at some point,
That
I got
is
to
true.
be too crazy. So I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just do this at this point. And especially with COVID was kind of rough,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was a little
I
I was really
bet.
grateful to have the store when we did, because there was no work for so long. So
Well, that I
Yep.
couldn't agree with you more on sorry, text message. I'm the same when it comes to the customer service side of things. I'm the same way. I just as wholeheartedly believe that that should always be the number one. And I'm even though I only do sound fonts, it's just as important. I mean, I've got other things I'm cooking up, but the customer service will never change. And I agree the same exact way. Like, it's not about me. It's about the customer, man. You got to take good care of people and do right by them.
right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And I'm happy for you, man. Congrats on that. I know that's a really huge step. I've thought of such things like, hey, if one day I ever jumped into something like that, whether it was sabers or something else, like making such a big decision, and when it's literally like your livelihood, yeah, that takes a lot of courage, and it's nice to see people go after something they really want. And I'm glad that things helped keep you afloat during COVID, man. That's really wonderful to hear.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was and thank you for saying that. That was it was really scary, because like that was my one thing always, because I've been cooking like since high school and stuff. So my one thing always was I always have a job, and it just scared the crap out of me when I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it was really like a wake up call for me at that point. So it was probably one of the scarier times of my life, actually. Because it was like, how am I gonna make rent and stuff? And then all of a sudden, business at the store picked up, and I was grateful, for everyone that put an order in, that everything. Mark, actually, he helped me out so much too during all that, because he's always showing people off my lightsabers and things like that. So forever grateful, truly.
He is very proud of those hilts, for sure.
Yeah, well, again, like I'm really glad to give it, to have been able to give him the chance to get them to him and things like that, and work with him more. It's been cool. We've been talking about going to cons and stuff. I'm in northern Minnesota though, and he's in South Carolina, so it's a little rough. But.
Well, I mean, that's like our little group here. I'm from way up in Western Canada, and the other three guys are from the southeast United
The deep
States.
South, man.
So,
Actually, Florida
like,
doesn't
there's-
count as the South, but it's cool though. It's cool. It's just not the South. But it's cool.
So I mean, there's thousands of miles that separate us, and I mean that's where some of the best friendships are formed, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, Preston. I'll now I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if your mic's muted or not, but you got to tell me, man. You'd be down for a good crawfish boil, right?
I like shrimp better than crawfish.
That's fair. I'm not gonna hate on that.
But I mean, I've had it a few times enough to have it, but I like shrimp boils better. And I was in Louisiana for a few months one time with a buddy of mine, and man,
Yeah,
I've had it right out of the ocean, dude. Like right out of the
Sure.
ocean.
Hey, I
Like,
grew up on the Gulf Coast, man. Yeah,
Man.
sure. What about you, Forrest? Do you like crawfish at all?
I'm in a crawfish boiling mood.
You know, I bet Aaron's thing is he probably ain't never had it done right. That's probably what it is.
That could be
Because
There's-
people can
there's no
try
way to
things,
do
but
that
you
right.
got to do it the right way.
No.
like you can have alligator and then you can have alligator. And I've had some pretty damn good.
I've had some fried alligator tail with some honey mustard sauce, baby. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So
These people are like,
what
"Oh,
else?
crazy, man."
What else are you into besides clearly Star Wars? Is there anything else? Are you into all things nerd like the rest of
Since
us?
we just derailed the hell out of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I play video games, and nothing really phases me anymore. I guess I should, as far as, but whatever's clever, I'll do it at least once. Play Catan, we actually up here. I got lucky enough to find out about foraging when I moved to Minnesota. So we started mushroom hunting and stuff like that.
Nice.
For a moment, I thought you said forging, and I'm like, you might not want to say that on the live internet, dude. I'm kind of into my.
Hey, don't poke your Preston. Damn.
Oh no. No.
Yeah, he said foraging.
Yeah, it took me a second to catch that. Then when he said the mushrooms, I was like, okay. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I watched that dude on TikTok, and he does the weird bars, the Ryan somebody, and he always is like, why do rappers say too much? And I was, it's kind of what it reminded me of. You might not want to say all that. I hear the funniest things, though. I get it. Oh, shit.
So I know we've
Can I
talked
have
about
another set of
stuff
hands?
that you want to branch out into, and that you make hilts. Do you do your own installs?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do. I have one commission open right now that I'm doing for a customer. I don't really do them very often. Mostly here it's because of space.
Right.
I don't have enough space to do everything that I need to do or want to do.
Right.
If it's an easy enough install, then yeah, I'll do it. But if there's machining and things like that, I recommend other installers.
Right.
For that. And again, that comes back to customer service.
Right. You don't want to take off more than you can handle.
That's the biggest thing that I see. I have seen. I don't know how much I see it these days, but I have seen that a lot where guys are so excited to get the business and they bite off more than they can chew, and that's just not fair to the customer, man. People might. You're always going to have a crowd, no matter what you do, that's going to gripe and complain about things. But it's like, at the end of the day, if you're being honest and transparent about what you got and what you're offering, really you'll be fine. It's just, at least that's a way better scenario than like, oh, well, dude, I took all this business and now you're going to have to wait a year. It's like, no, that's not great.
No.
No, yeah, no. I try to get everything done.
But thanks for the cash.
Right.
It's like, no. Reminds me of The Fifth Element. The guy's like, give me the cash.
He's like, give me the cash. He shows him the door.
Oh, my wife was just watching that movie the other night, and like every 5 minutes, I'd stop what I was doing and keep, start watching. And then I'd be like, "Damn it, I gotta go away," because it's like literally one of my all-time favorite movies. But yeah, just give me the cash.
I like it where he's like, you need your gun. He's like, take it. I don't need it.
Yeah,
And he just starts like dancing in the hallway.
that's a really nice hat. You like it?
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Man, I love that movie. I
And
really do. Sci-fi is where it's at.
it is.
It really is.
It is.
Okay, wait, that doesn't go there.
So with your Disney lightsabers that you own, have you actually been to one of the parks in Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, west.
Oh, you went
west.
to California?
Yeah. Well, that's more. See, it's kind of fun. My wife's from California, so when we go visit the fams, we go over there.
Oh, nice. See, that's awesome.
Yeah, we make it a point to like try to stop in.
Would it be closer, Jeff, if you actually went to the west than going to Florida?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I thought so, and I told my
But we've
brother
been
that
there.
last night. Well, I told my brother last night. I was like, "That's really cool that he's actually traveling farther." Not only because it's probably like you've probably been to the other one, but it's cool because everybody you're like doing it to kind of meet up with everybody too. I thought that was really neat because I figured you'd probably be closer to the west one.
Oh yeah, 100% I am. But
Yeah, I haven't made it out to East yet. I would love to, but
well, we've been to both. I've been to Disneyland twice. I've been to Disney World once, and one of the 2 times for Disneyland was with our kids, but they were 2.5. And that's why I was saying my 6-year-old would love your answer for second favorite character, because the last day we went to Disneyland, I'm like, we've seen all these other characters. I said, we haven't seen Mickey Mouse. Do you want to go find Mickey Mouse today? He goes, no. I said, who do you want to go find? He goes, Chewbacca. I'm like, parenting win. So
Yeah, definitely be the proudest moment.
and
Yes.
Mr. Birch, I would definitely sleep on your couch and go to Disneyland with you.
was there much of a difference?
Yeah, there actually is a fair amount of difference between the two.
Is one better or worse?
I mean, a lot of the stuff is same. It's just set up different because Disney
Oh,
World is broken down into 4 separate parks technically.
Mm-hmm.
So where you have like California Adventure, and then you have the Magic Kingdom in California. So you have essentially 2 parks. A lot of the stuff from both of those parks is broken up around the 4 parks in Florida.
All right.
Right. So it is different, but I mean, not really that much. Plus now California has Avengers Campus where Florida doesn't.
All right. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing right there.
It is. Are you so this is another big debate. Are you prequels, OT, or sequels?
original probably.
Okay.
Well, because I'm from like majority of the time, like growing up, was in the '90s, and it was before
And that's
the
all there
prequels.
was. Yeah, that's all there was.
Right, and the books for me, and so I read the books after that. When I started, I don't know, I guess like 5th grade or something like that. I started reading that Young Jedi Knight Academy series.
Right.
So So
Now, are you Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Oh, you're getting the death glare from me.
No, I love Marvel, man. I love Marvel. That's why the X-Men fonts, because I was a big, like, when they finally started bringing Marvel movies to life. Even you can gripe or complain or say, whatever bad about them, but man, they were pioneers. Like, nobody had put the X-Men live. Nobody had really tried to put Spider-Man live before. So, say what you want to, but they were really good movies. And I'm a big fan of Marvel too. I've just always been a DC fan at heart. But it's not that I love Marvel too, really. I just like DC more.
All right. So then we're gonna kind of, now that we've touched on Marvel and DC, favorite Marvel character.
Oh man, this is rough. I can tell you who my least favorite probably is.
Who's your least favorite?
And this is gonna be, I'm gonna hear it, but Iron Man, Tony Stark.
That's your least favorite. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I like him like as a character and stuff, but as a superhero, he's like kind of not the guy you want.
Right. I get that.
You know what I mean? Like, some of those movies were just 100% all of his fault. Like, there's no.
Sometimes he was the source of the problem, not the answer.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, as far as the character goes, and when I was watching the movies, yeah, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. But as far as like an actual character, like a hero goes, like, that guy was walking around right now, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near him. Like,
right. Okay, favorite DC hero.
Batman. Normal guy.
I can live with that.
Fighting crime.
All right, so we are 12 minutes before the hour. So I am going to, I don't know if you have any of your kyber crystals or lightsaber hilts that you sell on your Etsy store handy.
I can go grab one right quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
You gonna grab some stuff and come back? I love that sign. The neon sign.
Thanks, bud.
I want my own neon sign.
Okay. I can send you a link to the store I bought it from. And they'll make whatever. Get ready to spend about $400. Because it all depends. I say that, but it really depends. It depends on what it is, how big you want it. But the weird thing is, because it's an Etsy store, and I'll send you a link, because there's 4 or 5 that do the same exact stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they're not affiliated with each other, which is really weird. And if they are, I couldn't find a way that they were. But the one I found was the most competitively priced. But the weird thing is all their choices are like, they'll say like $50, $60, and I'm like, and I knew, because of what I was building, that it wasn't going to be that cheap. I knew that going in, but a lot of people probably come into it thinking that, oh, I can get something like this for $60, $70. It's like, no. So, be ready to spend a few hundred minimum, and then if you want it really big, just who knows, they'll quote you. That the guy, I'll say this, the communication was really good. It didn't take them, I think, I mean, the whole thing, maybe a couple of weeks, man. They're pretty fast. So, and the way, I won't pull the camera or anything, but when you look at it, there's these little tiny pieces that are like end caps to the letters. And a couple of them, I had to kind of like super glue. It wasn't like this catastrophic problem by any stretch. I think it's just the nature of the material used and how intricate my lettering is.
Right.
But they really did a good job with it. And I can send you a link if you want.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
We all
Kevin?
need that link. We all
Yeah,
need
we
that
Okay.
link.
I gotta.
Yeah, we do. All right,
Hey,
you are
Nicholas.
going center stage, and you can show some stuff off.
We have found like little tiny quartz shards that we dyed, and we put them in bottles and have necklaces. And then I have a blue kyber crystal right here.
That's nice.
That's dope.
I don't have any more laying around, but
Have you thought about making LED bases for the kyber crystals so they light up?
yeah, I'm trying to get into 3D printing now, but I've been having a million and one problems with my machine, so it's been a little annoying for that.
I hear they're finicky.
And then over here, this is one of our kyber pouches that we have. And then we have a million and one. This is like a orange and black we have.
Nice.
Someone's not feeling well.
Someone's dying.
Oh, this one doesn't want to show up because it's green. This is the blue and black one. This is kind
Nice.
of
That's awesome. Ooh, yellow.
Yeah, the yellow and black. We do all the Canon series, but again, like any color that you could think of, we could probably do for you. And I'm working on, this is not going to show up. This is really annoying, but it's glow in the dark. We're having problems with the tinting on it right now. But once we figure that out, we're going to start running those too. So they'll all be able to glow in the dark.
See, that's so awesome.
And then this is our purple and black one that we have here.
Purple and black is dope.
I can kind of see it, but yeah, those are the kybers that I have. I have a Xenopixel core here, which is all right, but and then there's all those lightsaber parts, which I think when I first started, there's like 6 listings, and now there's like 46 listings. So there's quite
you have 46 listings on your store. I'm on there right now because I wanted to actually check something out. Because there are a lot of people from Canada that do look for Star Wars stuff, kyber crystals, lightsabers, parts, that kind of stuff from Canada, and there's not a lot of local stuff here. And the major problem that I have found with Etsy is that there's a lot of guys that have Etsy stores in the community, and you go in and it's like, this store does not ship to Canada.
Oh yeah.
And that's the one thing that I just went in to actually check on, and I can actually order stuff from your Etsy shop and it will deliver to Canada. So
yeah, we used to do
that's a big
international.
plus.
No problem. We used to do international, but the shipping times were so long for us that it started to become a really big problem. Like we ship stuff, the longest it takes us is a week. Sometimes there's custom things that'll take a bit longer.
Yeah.
But we were shipping within 3 days, and it was taking like 3 months to get places. And that it looks so bad on us, as far as like, you said this thing shipped and, blah, blah, blah. And then you try to find where it is and they tell you they don't know, or they'll scan it whenever they scan it. And then the worst thing to tell someone is just wait, like with no answer, with no guarantee.
Which I mean is understandable as somebody who had a recent horrible experience with a company I'm not going to name, but FedEx. I had to get a replacement because FedEx, the day it was supposed to be delivered, lost a $2,200 iPhone. Oh, oops, we misplaced it. We scanned it this morning at 7:15, but after that it just disappeared. We don't know what happened. So I mean, disappeared. So I mean, but anybody in the community, like if it comes down to a shipping issue, and they've got tracking information, I mean that's the biggest thing. Is have a good night, Jeff. I mean, you're clearly helping the customer out as much as you can, but once they've got their tracking information, it's really out of your hands per se.
I've had to like screenshot conversations between me and the post office or whatever to send to customers to let them know, like,
which is awesome. Like you're going above and beyond at that point.
Yeah, but even still, like that's, I don't know. To me, it gets me so pissed. Like I'm trying to do everything I can. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like a wall trying to talk to shipping sometimes.
Like 100%
for the buyer and for the the shipper, and sometimes I don't know how much the customer really knows that. Sometimes, I'm not.
Well, and that's exactly it. And I mean, that's one of those things where you're contacting the shipping company. You've sent screenshots of conversations to the customer, and I'm kind of backing you up on the fact that that's out of your control. I mean, you're going above and beyond by contacting the shipping company from your end. But whatever the shipping company does is kind of out of your control. Sorry, 6-year-olds. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Sorry. Brandon, can you come over for a sec? Please.
Oh, what were we were talking about customer service again? Did we circle back to that?
Oh yeah, always. Well, we were just talking about shipping.
Well, someone just started playing music. Oh, there we go. That must have been Preston. Yeah, I don't know. Fours, you haven't said anything in a while. What you up to, man? What you working on?
I'm actually in the middle of a commission.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just nobody's really ever seen me in hard work mode.
More customer service.
Yeah, pretty much.
Always the customer, man. I mean, don't look, all this fancy stuff, this whole room I'm building, everything I'm doing, it actually is kind of geared towards the same thing, just not yet, but soon. So I get it. I definitely get it.
I'm back. Sorry about that. 6-year-old twin boys. They always want to get their 15 minutes of fame on the stream. So.
Or their 15 seconds.
Yeah. They just like popping in to say hi.
Hey, man. Before you know it, they're going to be in my kids' phase where you have to beg them to pop in and say, hey, like, hey, come here real quick. Why are you moving so fast through life and forgetting your parents?
Right.
It happens.
It
happens, man. It happens.
Well, so you are Stupid Kyber on all platforms you're on, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you wanting to check out Stupid Kyber and their Etsy store, there is a link in your bio on Instagram that will take you directly to the store, which is very helpful. So we're going to go into our chill and just kind of randomly talk about stuff. You're more than welcome to stay and hang out. Yeah, like if you want to stay, if you have other stuff you need to do, then that's cool. But if you want to stay and hang out, we are just going to kind of rant and rave about all things nerd and what's going on, and so
Yeah, I can hang out for a bit.
all right.
No
So
problem.
I am going to touch on something that dropped this week that we are all looking forward to, and that
Are we?
is
What's that?
that
What I
was
missed?
the trailer, the official trailer for the Book of Boba Fett.
Mm.
I almost forgot. That's terrible.
So, has everybody had a chance to watch the trailer?
Mm-mm.
I did.
I have not watched it.
What was your first opinion?
Mine?
Yeah.
You know, to me, and it's funny because trailers so often these days give away so much. Like when it comes to movies, I really try not to watch the movie trailers because they give away half the dadgum movie. And it's kind of the
Well-
opposite with this trailer where it didn't tell me almost anything of substance. I felt like, and I was left kind of like, okay, why should I be excited? But I'm actually glad they did that because, yeah, I don't want it spoiled in the trailer. I want to actually watch it. So, really, I have no true expectation. They really didn't say or give me anything specific. So, I guess that was my reaction is like, okay, so I still know nothing. Great. And I'll watch it when it comes out.
But that's the great thing about that trailer, I think, is that it
Uh-oh.
doesn't give away too much. But it brings one of our greatest childhood joys to fruition in the fact that we are getting 9 hours of Boba Fett in his own standalone show.
Yeah, no. I'm all about that. Like that, and that's the thing. Everything you said is exactly how I feel. I'm like, I didn't really learn much from that, other than it's got Boba Fett and Fennec Shan, and okay, great. You didn't spoil anything, thankfully, and we can, December. I'm excited, man. And look, I'll say this much. I wouldn't be as excited for it if it wasn't for the fact that we've had two extremely successful seasons of Mandalorian and knowing the showrunners. If this was the first show to come out and we hadn't seen all this, and we haven't been primed with all this awesome Boba Fett stuff already, I really wouldn't be as hyped. But because who's running the show is running it, and they've done so well in the Mando, I'm really pumped for it.
Well, and the fact that we've had so many successful appearances of Boba Fett in that second season of Mandalorian, I think that's the other reason that I'm really excited. Like they brought that character back when everybody thought he bit the big one in Return of the Jedi, and he's like, nope, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm like unkillable. So I think it's kind of a cool thing, and for the few seconds that we did get to see after the credits of the season finale of Mandalorian, I mean, that's all you really needed to show me is that we're getting a Boba Fett show. I didn't need a trailer to be excited. So,
yeah, no, I any chance to expand the lore, especially with a character like him, and I liked Fennec Shan. I'm excited to see more of her. I love the actress and her portrayal.
Right.
It's teaching me about that character. Was she brand new made up for the Mandalorian, or is she somewhere
I
else
think
before the shows?
I think she was brand new. I think they made her up for the
Okay.
Mandalorian,
So
and then just kind of wrote her into the Bad Batch so that it made sense.
yeah, I'm excited to learn more about her backstory too. Even if it comes secondary, that's fine. I understand, Boba Fett is the focus, and and definitely that. But yeah, and then anybody else they want to toss in or any cameos. See, that's another thing. I'm really curious to see if there's going to be any other cameos, like like any other like a live action Cal Kestis, or like a if they want to bring up the
If they do Cal Kestis,
more.
it needs to be dude. That.
Well, yeah, Cameron Monaghan, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
or Sam Jackson if they want to go that route. I know people are 50-50 on that across. I've seen a lot of back and forth on that one. And what else? Like if they introduce, because there's talks of there being a Vader show. There's also there's rumors going around about a Maul show. There's all kind of rumors right now, and who knows what the hell. But like I've always said, you've heard me say it a million times. Like if we could get Sam Witwer as Galen Merrick, whether he is a Inquisitor like the concept art had him, or if he's full blown, Force Unleashed clone gone wrong. I don't care how they do it, as long as it's him in live action. I don't care. But Cal would be cool. If they brought back Mace, I'm not going to complain. Or just or like what they did with Fennec Shan, just introduce us to new characters that are interesting and give us good backstories on them. They're not throwaways; they matter. Anything like that. I'm just. It's such an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, and interestingly, the medium that they are doing it is in TV show, which is the last place I thought they would have done it. Nonetheless, I'll take it.
I actually almost prefer that, even though they do the thing of release an episode every week. I actually prefer that because we get more focus on a particular storyline or a particular character than you would in a movie, because you're getting, like, even with the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, it was 8 episodes per season, which is a lot longer than them doing a movie, right? A movie's what, 2.5 hours for a Star Wars movie. And we're getting basically an 8-hour movie stretched out over the course of 8 weeks. So I find that actually more exciting, and I think the production value as a fan is better for us, for them to be able to tell a story a little more in depth than you would in a 2-hour movie, with having all these characters that you have to follow and keep continuity and cram everything in, right? It's
The movie cram isn't bad if it's done correctly.
Right.
That's the thing. And even with TV, they have more room to cram stuff in, but that doesn't mean that, like, I think we got really lucky with who's running the shows, because
absolutely
there's tons of TV shows that just suck and don't do justice to the characters they're trying, or the story they're trying to portray, right?
right.
Like we're very fortunate to have the creative elements that we do in the Star Wars TV shows these days. And I hope it just sticks around, and I hope some of that bleeds into the next movies, whatever they decide to do,
Right. But I mean, even like switching gears kind of a little bit, and looking at the Lord of the Rings is a perfect example. What made it into the movies compared to what is in the book is a fraction of. I mean, they could have made a 9-hour movie just on the first book. And I think that's the nice thing about doing it as a television series is you get to know those characters a little better, and they get to flesh out the stories a little more.
Sorry.
On the other hand,
I have to interrupt. I'm sorry. I gotta go for the evening. I'm still got a lot of stuff to do. But hopefully next week, when we, for next week's show, hopefully I can spend a little bit more time. I'll get with you, Jeff, or Forrest, on my work schedule. That's usually what hinders things. But I do got to go for the evening. And Kyber, great to meet you, dude. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep up the good work on that. and then Jeff, Mrs. Jeff, Fours, and
Hey,
Preston.
Mrs. Jeff.
Hey, all y'all have a really good evening. Okay, thanks everybody.
Later, Brandon.
Take
Later,
care, brother.
Brendan.
Mrs. Jeff.
Yeah,
Popped up to say hello.
she always pops by to say hello.
It's always nice.
I think the other thing that's coming a little sooner than Book of Boba Fett that maybe some people aren't excited for, but I kind of am, is
Popping in and out of house streams, I'm a rebel. That's what I'm
we're getting Hawkeye in just over 2 weeks. Is starting to stream on Disney Plus, the Hawkeye series. Anybody
I think
have
that'll
an
be a
opinion?
that'll be a fun distraction. You know,
Yes,
I
it
think
will.
it'll have a nice tie-in to what's going on. It's refreshing that each Marvel show ties into each other,
Right.
in some form or fashion. So, is it going to be the most exciting show to watch? Probably not. But at the same time, I always enjoyed his story in the movies. Especially in Ultron, that little reprieve they had. They went to the house. I thought that was a nice. That was a nice moment for everybody to kind of embrace real. Like it kind of went from fantasy to, all right, it got kind of real here for a moment. So it was a nice home base moment, and and it kind of gives you an idea of how he is, or how he's written in the story. I enjoy that. I like it.
So I think the thing that I'm excited for the most, and has everybody in the room seen Black Widow yet?
I don't care.
It's
A week and a half ago, I finally did.
it's been out on Disney Plus for regular streaming, not as a premiere access for what, 3 or 4 weeks now, Aaron?
Oh, has
About a
it?
month ish.
Yeah. Okay. So we usually have a 1 week rule about spoilers. So unfortunately, there's spoilers coming.
Oh, I don't.
I think the thing that I'm excited about for the most is this all takes place after Endgame, and it's going to tie into the post-credit scene in Black Widow, where Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character of Madame Hydra recruits Black Widow's little sister and blames her death on Hawkeye and kind of aims that missile in his direction.
Oh,
that's
goody.
I think that's where the show is headed, and I think it's going to tie into the end of the Black Widow movie very nicely and give that character his kind of a wrap up to his arc. So
I'm not gonna watch Black Widow just because I'm just not interested in it. But I really like that way of thinking, and I really hope that comes to pass.
so
'Cause it sounds very, very
even
nice.
even if you're not necessarily into watching Black Widow, because there's a bunch of stuff in it that ties into the other movies and it kind of ties them all together. I think you should watch it. Just because it takes place after Civil War but before Infinity War. So it's kind of a nice tie-in to fill in some gaps on how you go from her being in her traditional black suit with the red hair in Civil War to her being that blonde haired quote unquote Black Widow that we see in Infinity War. I think it was a nice gap filler for that timeline. So any feelings on any of this stuff, Kevin?
I haven't seen Black Widow. I wasn't really too interested in it, but I might now take a look at it because I didn't know it was on Disney regular streaming.
It is now.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
And
He said
apparent,
Isaac said
and
it did fill in some things.
and apparently before the end of November, we're also getting Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings on Disney Plus,
nice.
That'll be nice.
which
Have
I'm
you heard
excited
the
for.
Eternals like kind of bombed? It's like
I've
not
heard
being,
I've heard the opposite. I've heard
it's
I
like
mean, I've
here
heard that
we-
it's not well received, but I've heard it's a phenomenal movie.
and there's some people that like there's some kind of people. There's some places that I guess pulled it so it wasn't going to be shown, like some countries or something. Like I don't know. Like I thought it was going to be good. I haven't had a chance to watch it or anything yet, but
To be completely honest, I didn't even realize till yesterday that it even had opened. Because I was flipping through my Amazon Fire TV on one of my streaming services, and I was like, the Eternals. And then I checked my cinema app, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was out yet. Because it's been so underplayed.
Yeah, I've seen 2 commercials for it.
Really?
Yeah, and that was it. Like I didn't.
And that's what I mean. Like usually they hype the crap.
yeah, usually
out of
it's
their
on
movie.
everything, every commercial. You know, you're watching something on TV, and every commercial break, you see the movie preview once or twice. You know,
Right.
I
and-
mean, even scrolling through like Facebook, Instagram, like you always get those movie trailers, and a ton of them are usually
Cole, I've been
Um,
waiting, and I have news.
a ton of them are usually Marvel when Marvel's got a movie coming out that they want to promote, and they severely underplayed the release of the Eternals, and I think that was a missed opportunity. So
Yeah, I really think, and that's what, like you said, it's a missed opportunity because they've hyped up every other movie, and I
Right.
don't understand that because it's supposed to be like a really good like movie, and
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they don't pull like a Fox Fantastic Four with it. Even though I enjoyed those movies, I know how bad they bombed. I personally enjoyed the crap out of them, but my opinion doesn't run the box office, or a
But
lot more movies
only-
would be successful.
only the original 2 Fantastic Four movies, not the reboot.
No. I didn't think the
The
reboot was that bad, but
The reboot was all right, but
it wasn't
I
nothing
mean-
to jump for joy over.
I mean,
but
considering it was supposed to be a reboot, I thought the first franchise with Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans and Jessica Alba, and I thought that one was way more successful than the reboot. At least they stayed somewhat true to the characters in that one. So
yeah, they stayed. It was more true to the characters, just like you said, and that was definitely a reason to. Because when you watch a comic book movie, I mean, that's ultimately what you want.
Cole wants to know if he missed a font announcement.
Nope, he's fixing to hear it. I have been waiting for him. Yes, Cole, you have
Wow.
been awaited for.
Then let's
I'm
give you
coming.
center stage.
Well, don't do
and
it. Don't do
into
it yet. Don't do it yet. 'cause
Oh,
I'm-
you can't be like that. You can't be all camera shy now.
Well, no, I'm like putting everything. Let me get it ready first. Like I'm getting it to the
All
SD
right.
card right now.
All right.
I didn't know.
It's a shame we don't have
that's-
Cole on the screen. I want to physically see his response. I
Cole,
wanna see
do you
his
want to
response,
come on
but-
screen for this?
You know
we
what
can
I'm
getting ready to do,
physically
don't you?
see your response.
Oh, I know exactly what the freak you're gonna do, and I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Because
He
I
says
got
he's
you
excited.
see.
I need to see Cole's face. I need
Yeah.
to see it.
I'll tell you
It's
what.
gonna-
I'll
it's
show
gonna
you
make
when
my
you come on
Friday.
screen.
All right. So what I'm going to
That's
do?
that's my pull in. When he comes on screen, I'll show it, and it's all I got to do
When-
is.
What I'm going to do
The metal is an ally.
I've become more.
is there's Cole. I am going to paste, send Cole the live stream link, And I know what's coming. And
I've been waiting all week.
I know what's coming. But the only way that Cole's going to find out of is Cole pops up on screen even for a few seconds. We don't care if you're on the treadmill. We
Yeah.
don't care if you're whatever.
Possibly.
Yes,
I think it might.
Isaac. Yes, Isaac. I do believe so. I
It's
do
the
believe
brushing
so.
your hair.
Cole's
Brushing your
head
hair?
will.
It's gonna blow it backwards. You ain't gonna worry
Definitely.
about brushing
Yeah.
it. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair's
You,
gonna
you
look
may
like
not,
the
you
cartoons
may not
when they
have
stick
any
their
hair
head into
left.
something and it explodes, and they got the gunpowder on their face and their hair's like way back. That's what's gonna look like.
So while we're waiting
I
for
know.
Cole to come on screen,
My wife told me not to be talking about people's hair when I didn't have
do you
it.
know? Does Kevin know what this is?
Mm-mm.
This is my pride and joy of my collection.
I like Saber Trio, man.
That is my Saber Trio Aaron.
Oh, nice.
Although
Which
I
is
want a
like
Saber Trio,
Kenobi
and then I just want
inspired.
to reinstall it with a Profi. Prune. It's Leviosa.
I don't know. I think
Leviosa.
I'm pretty happy with the CFX right now.
You know, honestly, CFX is fine unless you're doing direct connect. Then it's like, ugh. So, you know.
Yes, Isaac Saber Trio baby.
But I wish I had money, like
Isaac
real money
just got
like
a
that, because I
Vectra.
would just. We're not gonna talk about it right now.
What's that?
Shh, Isaac. Shush, shush, shush.
Isaac got a Vectra.
I've been wanting a Vectra for a year and a half. Anybody that has a Vectra, shh.
Right?
I'm just being silly, but yeah, man, congrats, dude, because it's a very, very, very beautiful saber. It's something I've wanted for a year and a half, and I can never time it right to be able to make their sale. And even so, I know that my internet luck is usually not that good, so I'd probably miss it anyways.
Saber Trios are phenomenal sabers. Have you ever seen them, Kevin?
Up close now. I've seen.
But you've been on their website clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried to get one?
Yeah. Every time I try to get one, it goes out of stock in like 7 seconds.
Right. So the only reason that I have mine is thanks to the Anakin to my Obi-Wan, Mr. Ninja Jedi Order.
What's up, guys?
I'm sorry, I don't seem to know this individual. Can he reintroduce himself? I'm not familiar with this gentleman.
Who's that guy?
You knew this was
Mike.
coming.
We have a new guest. We have a new guest.
I'm Mike. What's up, everybody? You guys know me. What's going on?
Oh man, I
Nice
wish
to
I'd
meet you,
known
man.
that. I just literally bought something that I'll be showing off from a gentleman named Johnny Pedraza, and he runs Kyberscape on Etsy, and I'm giving him a shout out now before I give him a shout out when I get the saber. It is very nice. Very nice, one of a kind, nice etch.
Isaac wants to know
Almost like
who
a
this
pirate suit.
Yeah, who's that?
Who's that? Me?
Who's this?
is. Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Who the freak is
Who's
that
that
guy?
I think
those who don't know
with
me.
everything you've had going on, dude, I mean, you like Brandon, it feels like forever since you've been here.
I know it's been a long time. I just had a bad cold, and I just in general, just stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, dude. In all honesty, we are very happy and relieved that you're feeling better. So welcome home.
Yeah. Thanks, thank you. Yeah, I got to get back to my thing. I got to get to doing some stuff.
Okay,
We
bye.
gotta get doing
No, not
some
now.
stuff.
I'm gonna go record something like live right now. No, yeah,
We
but
gotta
please,
get back to doing some stuff.
Yeah,
For real. Han and Chewie
Yes.
there.
yeah, we got to
'Cause
get back.
we're
to
sitting on some gold mine podcast interviews that we need to get some more stuff going so we can get it up and out to the masses.
That's right.
So
All right.
It could be
So-
like a holiday binge.
right,
So-
that's what
so-
we need to do.
So Jeff, all good with your saber?
Yes. So what I figured out was going on was in the font config file. For one of the fonts that I added, the glyph and the hum gain were some pretty wonky numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And I switched that out for a known good one, and it seems to be okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cross my fingers, because the issue that I was having, and I was playing with it earlier,
It's these guys.
was when I turn it on
Uh-huh.
and do spins, I'd get about 3 or 4 spins in, and it would just go quit.
You know what it is? I'll tell you. Is that that's the negotiator?
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's guys like Force. It's guys like Link. They don't put. You know what it is? And a lot of people have been saying they don't put the tracks on there. They don't put the font config files. No, I'm kidding. Nah.
Forge are just not my favorite font maker anymore, because you don't put tracks in your fonts. So
I'm not anybody's favorite font maker. Okay, let's go ahead and set that premise right now. I am nobody's favorite font maker. I'm like the last person anybody goes to if they want a commission. It's like, yeah, everybody else said no, but are you available?
You're mine.
So I gotta say that I have 3 Obi-Wan fonts.
Uh-huh.
And
Obi-Wan.
one by you and 2 by Link.
Anakin.
And yours is my favorite Obi-Wan font.
And 2 by Link. Oh, you have the young and older one by Link.
Yeah, I have the learner and the general.
I guess they don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't. The other
Don't
thing
even
I might
tell
have
those
been
lies,
too,
Isaac. Stop it.
the other thing it might have been too is I think my blade might have been a little bit loose.
You want me to tell you no lies, Force?
No, actually no, because you're a little too harsh, brother.
I will tell you straight up, no lies. I am my favorite font maker.
Ooh.
Oh,
we like that answer.
Cole is getting his MacBook Pro, and he is going to join us because his webcam is not working.
His webcam. It's
MacBook Pro should have some good ones. There's some good.
I'll tell you what.
I need a webcam.
So
I'll tell you what. Cole is the troop leader of the webcam. He truly is.
So I read that statement, and I hope that you meant it this way in future Marty's Back to the Future voice. Nobody badmouths my like nobody calls me chicken needles. Nobody. Like that's what that reminded me of when he said
needles.
And Isaac, when you write it like this, we have to say it as Forze.
Forze.
And give
Fonts
it
by
that
Forze.
If Chris were here, he'd be like, nope, nobody badmouths my Forzy. Nobody.
Forze.
And I was actually just about to say that we affectionately call you Forzy.
Yeah. The first time I ever saw that, whenever you were fonts by Force, I'm like, oh, fonts by Force. Is it Forze? I'm like, classy. I like it. Very classy.
right.
I was like, I gotta hear this guy's stuff. This is nice.
No, personally, man, I think there's so much talent. I don't honestly have a favorite font maker. Being real.
Truthfully,
not being funny, real.
I have favorite fonts. I have favorite fonts. Like
I have favorite fonts. Yeah.
Like I think if I'm gonna pay credit where credit's due, and it's still it's an old font. It's an old decode sub, but it checks out.
Yes.
Bespin 2 by Rob Petcow. Bespin 2. Bespin
Very good.
2 was actually the very first font I paid money for.
I say four is my pink in there.
Fours.
Jose.
But yeah, Mad Cow, Rob Petcow, Bespin 2, first font, probably one of the only fonts I've ever paid money for. Absolutely well worth the investment. Still one of my favorites. He's got all my
I like
respect.
Hoth.
Yeah.
I like Hoth by Rob.
Rob's inspiring. Rob is an all-around inspiring individual and just somebody who makes me happy to be here. I mean, it's been such a long time, and we've barely ever spoken in all the time that in all the years I've been in this community. But
So-
it's good to be able to look back and
Do you know who Rob
recognize
Petcow
that.
is, Kevin?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
From Genesis Custom Sabers.
Mhm.
Okay. So Mike and I actually had the pleasure of sitting down with Rob for about an hour for our podcast, which we do, which is what we're trying to record more stuff for and get out.
No, there's my cup. I said I had
We're
some.
putting out a
but I just
podcast
drank it
called
off
Jedi Mind Tricks,
Mhm.
and it's an interview style podcast that we pre-record.
Yep.
And we've sat down with Rob. He's actually the first episode that we did, which was a great honor to even be able to sit down on the same screen as this guy.
Yeah. No. He's.
I was like,
And when we asked him his, like, this is how unique and how intelligent Rob can be for being one of the longest running members of the Saber community. When we asked him who his favorite Star Wars character was, his answer was the Millennium Falcon.
yeah,
And he had
It's a good
he
answer.
had
That
like
is-
a
yeah, that is-
5-minute explanation
yeah.
as to why the Millennium Falcon was a character. And it was like, oh my god, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, we went into
It's
Rogue
not-
One and like
Right? We went into Rogue One, we went
Uh,
into Solo, a Star
Solo,
Wars story.
Solo.
Yeah. All right. So the person that we've all been waiting for Preston to make his wonderful announcement is finally in the room. Cole Weathers, how are you?
Good.
You-
Good to see you all.
California?
Look at that perfectly combed coif. Look
Yeah, it's
look at
actually really
that.
nice.
Look at that sexiness on the screen.
It's not gonna be there once you hear what's coming, dude.
Does that
No, it's
come
gonna
from
go.
the comb or from the treadmill? Is that right?
Yeah, this is just out of the shower. So
Nice, dude. Oh wow, didn't even try.
All right. So
I'm
So-
muting.
He said I'm muting.
All right, we're ready.
The metal is an alloy called adamantium, supposedly indestructible. It's been surgically grafted to his entire skeleton.
Yeah, dude. That was the font sound.
What I am can't be undone.
So I only warn you, it's metally.
that's amazing.
I love it. The draw in of the yeah, I love that draw in. So I'm gonna be working on a 6-pack, I think, but 9-pack. A 6-pack, a 9-pack, something. There's gonna be me and a couple other guys involved, and we're gonna have some stuff out in the next couple of months. So I don't know what all characters are being working on. I know I'm gonna do Wolverine. I'm gonna try and do Pyro because I want to do a flame style, and I feel like that'll be a good one. And then I don't know for the third one yet. Undecided.
Can we get an Archangel one?
Ooh.
Let's
You know,
let's
might-
get a
I might have
let's
to-
get a good look at that, Cole.
I might have to Gosh,
That
thing
is
freaking
so
sweet, dude.
sick.
Whoa.
I saw when Dell
Oh.
posted the pictures of that, man.
That is awesome, dude.
Dude. That's sick. So I may have to add that to the thing because yeah, definitely. I feel like there needs to be an Archangel font in there, although I don't know quite.
Or
Yet how
somebody
to do it,
else,
but-
or somebody else could do a '90s character, '90s cartoon character inspired archangel.
Yeah. I wonder who could do it.
I wonder. I wonder.
You know,
Yeah.
actually,
I
to
wonder.
give Cole some good news. I have, and this is going to be the end of it. I'm not doing any more after this because I have two more. I have two more '90s Fox X-Men fonts coming. I thought long and hard about it, and I have two more, and I'm going to leave the rest to everybody else. But these two, I think I can pull off very well, and one of them is one of my absolute favorite characters outside of Cyclops, because Cyclops is my favorite character.
I'll give you a hint. He's mine too.
So those two are coming.
Very cool.
But
Very
yeah,
excited, dude.
we're going to satiate Cole's X-Men hunger.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Hopefully,
cool.
hopefully.
That was amazing.
People create a lot of sortie fonts. Thank you, by the way. That took me that's what took the longest was I knew that it was going to be a very sword sounding font because it's almost like when his claws extend, it's like they ring, but then it's like a continuous ring. And that's real hard to pull off, but I knew it was going to be swordy sounding. And then the smooth swings are more of like his slower kind of claw sound, the softer sound. And so yeah, I think it's going to end up coming together real well when it's all done. I'm excited about it. I love the 90s Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman Wolverine. So
Cal Dodd.
The sound effect from the comics, isn't it like a schnick or something like that?
Yeah,
it's exactly how it's said. It's exactly how it's spelled. SNIKT. Snicked.
Yep, snicked.
Here's your name.
I think that's what I should put. I think that might be what I should name the font.
Yeah, right.
I don't know yet.
I would.
You know, something that I heard earlier gave me the idea of almost wanting to do a Sabretooth font to go along with that.
Oh, classic
That would have been
Sabretooth.
That would have been cool.
I think I might be able to pull that off. I think that might be my third.
You know, my buddy Kelvin and I, we used to die laughing at that Sabretooth voice actor from the 90s. My God, he was hilarious with all of his one-liners. He was, dude. Do you recall some of the crap, some of the just off-the-wall crap he would say?
Man, it's been such
dude. What's wrong, Wolverine? No kiss and makeup. Kiss this.
Yeah.
That was great. Oh, that stuff was absolutely freaking classic.
Aaron, Mr. Combs, Aaron the Third.
Oh man,
Aaron the Third.
Oh, Jake wants to know if anyone's ever made a samurai sword sound font. I did a long time ago. I haven't made a smooth swing yet, but it's called Silverwind. One of these days, I'll bring it to smooth swing and put it back out. I got a lot of work to do on it. It was actually based upon Tenchi Muyo, believe it or not. I just made it very swordy.
There's a good one on saberfont.com too. I think it's called like Oriconi or something like that.
Okay. Yeah,
So
the thing about and then I'll shut up, Jeff. I'm sorry. The thing about swords with sabers is that a sword is stagnant metal, and coming up with a hum for metal is excruciatingly difficult. It is very, very hard. I've got one font pertaining to a sword that I will be making in the not too distant future, only because it was set up very well for me. And it's actually been done by 2 other font makers in the past, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm going to do it my way. But sword and metal fonts are very hard. They're very hard to do. So my hat's off to Preston for being able to pull off that Logan right there, because I wouldn't have been able to think of that. That was very well done.
Atlantis Trident was the first metal one. One of my Mandalorian fonts has some metal mixed in. Lasso of Hestia has metal mixed in. But as far as hums and smooth swings, the only two that I have that are sword metally is Atlantis Trident and then the upcoming Wolverine. And then a third one. That's
Atlantis Trident is like if there was a way to take what Jason Momoa did with Aquaman and make it even cooler, that was the way to do it, was what you did with your font.
I love that font. It's hard to pull watery stuff. That was fun. That was a fun layer to. I'll say really interesting sound font. The samurai sword, but does not have a hum. Well, in that case, yeah.
Yeah, would you? Very simple.
Would you be interested in something like a sword font that had like maybe very subtle Japanese type, like fluty type music?
Some Naruto music.
It's something like that, but not anything that would be based on anything. Just subtle and really low, really low, and then that way you would, and then your sword.
Yep. Or just like some kind of ambiance, like some nighttime, wind.
Well, that's what Silverwind has. The hum in Silverwind is literally an open plain with a breeze blowing.
That's sick. And then
it's cool.
So,
it's a cool little font.
What Preston's talking about.
Something Trident. That was one of my favorite things to make that font say. It was something Trident.
Damn it, now I'm going to have to update Silverwind. Ugh, thanks, Jake.
Great.
So, like I've shown Preston, the blade style that I picked on CFX for this.
It does get brighter as it that's dope. I like it.
Fits so well with this, especially the power down. That's the part I love the most, is being that it's an Aquaman kind of watery metal inspired font.
Ooh.
Is it actually looks kind of like water bubbles going up the blade when it powers down.
Nice.
I like
saw
it.
that and I'm like, I know exactly where I'm putting that. So he was a little late to the party, but now we have him here on screen.
There he is.
There he is.
What up, dude?
Joe Kenobi.
Hello there.
How's it going?
Hello there.
I feel more like General Grievous right now.
No. If anybody in this group is General Grievous, it's this guy right here, right, Mike?
No, there's a reason why. Literally at my shoulder, there's all this, and then in front of me, there's 4 more.
Yeah, but on Cole's left, there's 18, and then on Cole's right, there's another 18.
Every time Cole comes on screen, his collection multiplies by 2.
Yeah.
From now
for
on,
for lightsabers, Cole's where it's at.
Seriously, like where Cole sits from now on, I will call it the armory. Cole sits in the armory.
Sure.
But
he sits in his Jedi.
But I sent Mike a video the other day of my collections of stuff in my theater room.
Oh yeah, that was a cool video.
All my Star Wars Lego, all my Harry Potter Lego, all my diecast cars, all my Marvel stuff.
He's like,
and he's like, you're kind of like General Grievous. You just collect everything, and I'm like, yeah, kind of.
I can understand this. I can understand this way of thinking. It's awesome to just be able to collect them when you can, And if it makes you happy, and if it's your collection, it makes you happy,
Exactly.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I have so much.
I just love everything. So I'm all over the map when it comes to collecting. Sometimes.
Let me see.
Well,
So
Jeff was always right when he said "nerd up." That's seriously what it's all about.
Yeah.
so I finally put that in.
Yeah, you put that back in last night when we were talking on the phone.
Yeah, I finally got it all the way in. I love
And
that.
you had a hard time getting it back in.
Yeah, I like it though. I enjoy it. It's a little longer than my normal one, but it's got the S on it, man. I had to do it. The reason I can tell it's longer, it gets stuck inside my ear cup, and I took my headphones off the other day, and my ear come with it. I was like, ah! it got stuck in there for a second. I was like, damn. Tell you a very uncool story about my tongue ring. I was 13 and got it stuck in a beer bottle.
Oh my god.
That's not okay.
No.
Well, first of all, what are you doing with a tongue ring and a beer at 13? That's my first freaking question.
It's Kentucky. That's
trying
probably
to see if
like
it fits in there.
That was the youth. Well, I grew up a little faster than most, and most of my friends were like out of school. Most of my friends were adults. Like they were like 18 and 19 because my sister was 19. So I usually ran around with like an older group of people anyways. So yeah, but I ended up getting my tongue ring. I ended up getting it out before I had to go to like the hospital and get in trouble. But yeah.
Right.
It's funny how you can get a barbell stuck in the weirdest of places.
I'm sure there's weirder places it could have got stuck, but we won't go there.
Mm-hmm. Right? All right, we'll just we'll keep that for the after party.
Skip right over that.
Right.
Man.
Yes, Jake. Yes, I will take your suggestion under. You know what? Screw it. I'll just write. What does my son say? Put it on the list. So I'll put that bitch on the list.
Put it on the
Yes, Jake. I will put it on the list.
Didn't everyone have a tongue ring?
For you.
Yes.
Not for them. For you.
I have actually never had a piercing.
So
good for you.
So I quit drinking when I was younger.
I have two. I don't have earrings in them anymore, but I had two.
I would never have figured you having that one. I was like, did you just, because it's like this one almost, I would like never have figured you having one.
Oh yeah, that was a very bad decision in my early 20s.
Yep, my bad decision was not on my face, but was above my belt.
Samurai Jack font. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I just took it.
He's like, I put it on the list. It's gonna get made.
Just put it on the list.
That's what I told Cole. Look, I told Cole when I first come on this stream, like what 3-4 months ago about X-Men. Like, bro, it'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come, man. It took me that long to get the hum and the smooth swings out, though.
X-Men is a passion project, man.
Well,
it really is. It was not easy to get Cyclops, but I was damn determined to get that done.
Exactly.
It had to be done.
I was damn determined to get that done, and I knew I can happily say I don't care who likes that font or doesn't. It came out exactly. The hum and smooth swings is the exact way I had it in my head, and I got it out of here to that. Great. That works for me.
Do Norm Spencer some honor there. I wasn't about to put no pansy Cyclops on there. I was going to be the good Cyclops.
No pansy style.
No. All other Cyclopses were pansy Cyclopses, man. Couldn't stand that X-Men Evolution version. I couldn't stand that Wolverine and the X-Men weakness.
The movie version.
And
yeah,
I mean,
what about the movie version?
I was gonna say, let's talk about the weak movie version. The dude that was like, oh Gene, and he wasn't nothing about the team. That's not the Cyclops I remember.
I think
not my Cyclops.
I think they
cast
not
my Cyclops.
Hashtag not my Cyclops.
They cast Gene well, and I think they cast him well. But like the age gap between the two just made it where like, oh no, she needs to be with Wolverine. This makes way more sense.
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
And like you said, they cast them well, but the story that they wrote for those characters wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
The way they wrote the character, not exactly their story.
It was
the way that they wrote them to kind of be.
It was good casting. It was good acting. It was bad story writing.
Yeah, it's just bad writing.
And they were like a decade apart. Just didn't work.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm fine with like May December relationships. I mean, you know, you do you, but chemistry didn't quite get there.
What about you guys remember what was it like? He was like a senator or something. He was like turned into water. He was like going through the
Yeah.
through the bar.
His eyes are bugging out sideways.
Whoa.
They made a toy of that, which is like one of the most like horrific looking toys you've ever seen. So be sure to
Stretch Armstrong looking thing.
I can't even imagine what a toy like that would look like. Oh my god.
That's like trying to make a burning Anakin, you know? Like mid-burn Anakin.
Mid-burn.
So
I'm sure there's one out there.
So
I know.
While we're on the topic of Revenge of the Sith, with that video that you sent me the other day, from TikTok about the missing glove.
Yeah, it was weird, right? You guys, anyone else seen
it's
that?
legit.
It's legit. You watched it?
It's legit. I
no.
I
They
went
messed up.
into episode 3 and fast forwarded to that part. And I mean, I watched it on my phone, but it's legit.
All right, tell
So
everybody.
when he shows up on Mustafar, when Anakin shows up on Mustafar in his starfighter to take care of the separatist leaders, and he gets out of his ship and he jumps down off the wing and he goes to put his hood up. He forgot to put the black glove on, and he has two normal hands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen that movie I don't know how many times. That's my
Let me
happy
send it.
place
I'm gonna send
go-to
it to
movie.
the group, to the group or something.
And,
yeah, it's crazy.
And it's legit.
I thought it was just like fake, and then I'm like, what?
There were a couple things.
Some kind of link or something. I need to
I'm gonna send you right now.
Well, somebody in the continuity department got fired.
Dude, there's a couple things that my son caught because we did an OT marathon this week. So we were watching Return of the Jedi, and
Facebook.
It was the scene where Luke and Vader are walking down the hallway. In one now remember, Luke's got his hands bound. In one shot, his little flap on his uniform is open. Next shot, it's buttoned.
Yeah.
And then finally, and here in Empire, I have the Blu-ray set of Star Wars before Disney bought them out. I got that Blu-ray set. We watched Empire the other night, and no lie when I tell you this, where Luke's getting the crap kicked out of him, where Vader starts throwing the boxes. If you hear Vader's saber go off, and then you see Luke in the distance, and he's like, psh, and you look to the right. There's a glass case, and in the glass case is a gold Mickey Mouse head emblem.
What?
Yep. Before Disney bought them, that gold Mickey emblem was there.
Being held by Jeans Guy.
That was creepy. Creepy.
Time travel.
Jeans Guy. Yeah, Jeans Guy is responsible.
Yep. I blame Jeans Guy.
Jeans Guy.
It's like Hulk when Hulk was like time travel. Yeah.
So this for everybody that's not on screen, this is what Mike's talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
So there he is walking along. And there's his hands.
Trying to still find his mother.
There's his hands, both of his hands.
Oh no.
Oh.
Like watch the hand closest to the camera. That should be his black gloved hand. And there it is. Skin and all.
I think that's what,
wow.
Yeah, you see it when he puts the hood on too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And R2's just standing there like, wait a minute, I thought you lost your hand. What the hell happened?
Right. That's the real reason R2 didn't move is because he's confused as to what's going on.
And that's the real reason. Like he never like even said showed that he knew R2. He was just like, yeah, this guy knows my secret. Yeah. I don't know, that's right.
You know, R2 is the Samwise of this whole story. You know that, right?
Basically.
He truthfully is.
Yeah, Isaac. His mind is blown.
Oh.
Cole, I didn't even realize that you had changed your name again.
Oh God.
I did. That's what I was laughing at.
What was that in Simpsons? Right when on the loudspeaker they said,
Well, Bart used to do the prank phone calls to
Minister
Bo's
called.
bar all the time.
Some of those were gold, but the best prank call he ever did was the one where he got busted, and it was what was it? He called Hugh Jazz, and he's like, "Hello, this is Hugh Jazz. Oh, hi, who's this? My name's Bart. Well, what can I do for you, Bart? Listen, mister, I'm going to level with you. This is a crank call that sort of backfires, so I'm going to bow out while I can. No problem, Bart. What a nice young man." It's freaking gold, dude. Oh, man. Classic Simpsons.
The Simpsons was great.
Cheetos born.
All right, so now that we've got Cole and Mike and Aaron on screen, let's get your guys' opinion on the Book of Boba Fett trailer. Cole, we'll start with you.
Good. Looks entertaining. I'm gonna watch it. So, Ming-Non win. I'm there. Sign me up.
She's still hot at like 80.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. The helmet, it was the difference. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, and removed from stream.
No. I just get it deleted. No, I think it looked really awesome. I like that they're finally we got Boba, finally getting Boba, more of Boba, and we're gonna get to see him in action more. And I love what
I said earlier that this is like the Boba Fett movie we've all been waiting for since we were kids.
Yeah.
And it's like a 9-hour movie. Aaron, what's your feeling?
So I saw the trailer once.
Just once?
Well, yeah, so I saw it and I was like, "Oh my god, babe, this is amazing." And I sent it to her cuz she was in Tennessee and Texas last week. So I was like, "I won't watch it again until you get home." And then we got home and it's just been busy and we haven't watched it again. But from what I remember of it, it looks really good. I'm very optimistic. I take it it's the same like Favreau Filoni that's been doing it. Yeah. I mean, I don't see them not screwing it up. So I think it's going to go really good. I'm excited for it.
And I said earlier when we had Brandon on the stream still that we've had a bunch of successful recurrences of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian that worked out really well. That gave us a new perspective on the character. And I think this is just going to add another dimension to him. Well, that we've all been looking for 40 years.
Yep.
And never got.
I was just going to say, I mean, for 40 years, everybody's like, "What about Boba Fett?" And then there was that, I wouldn't say leak, but there was that theory, many years ago that's like, "Oh, he survived the Sarlacc and he came back to life." And then they started slowly kind of putting him back into canon stuff. And now we're actually getting to see, like what Aaron said, the Boba that everybody has wanted the last 40 years, other than a botched, bounty that didn't happen 40 years ago for him.
And I mean, unfortunately, I hate to say it, and no offense to Daniel Logan, he's probably not watching, but God forbid he does. The Boba Fett that we got as a kid in Episode 2 was kind of a little bitch, if I'm going to put it plainly. Not the badass that we all were hoping for, especially considering Jango Fett was supposed to be this super fantastic, mean bounty hunter. And I mean, you'd expect Boba to be a little more aggressive as a child, considering how notorious he was as an adult. So
yeah, he was just angsty. Is what he was. Get him dead for
nope.
ya.
Get him dead.
I think I'm excited though for the crime syndicate part of it, assuming that's going to be a big plot element. That's what I love so much about Solo. I was like, I don't even care about lightsabers. Just give me this. I want Star Wars universe criminal activity. Let's smuggle some stuff. Let's do a train heist.
Well,
That was
and
the beautiful thing about Knights of the Old Republic 1. They threw you in chapter 2 head first into all of that with Zerka
All the
Corp and all
underground
that
stuff.
stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was fascinating storytelling. And I can't. Oh, that's one part of that remake I'm dying to dive into because I hope they elaborate on that like a lot.
Well, and that's the nice thing is this is going to be yet another successful, I hope successful endeavor into the Star Wars universe that does not center around lightsabers and Jedi and Sith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean,
Not that I mind any of
we
that.
we got a whole 2 episodes in the second season of The Mandalorian that had lightsabers and Jedi in it. Out of 16, which and I mean that show was stellar. So
And we got Bill Burr
yes, on more than one episode.
on more than one.
I know
rumor
he
is
needs to become a regular on that show. I
Yeah.
swear.
I know rumor says he wants to come back, and then there's rumors saying that they're gonna bring Gina back, but we'll see how that goes.
There are rumors
Ching.
saying
Yeah.
that they're going to bring Gina back.
I hope they do.
I really hope they do too, because her character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, who doesn't love Gina Carano? She's
Right.
an
Freaking gorgeous.
amazing.
She's gonna be like a
Yeah.
Ming-Na Wen at 80.
Right, and I mean, her character was like so badass.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you get the stormtroopers that can't hit squat, and her gun jams, and she beats the crap out of all these guys with the butt of her gun. So,
Yep.
it was awesome. So,
Taking that MMA to a galaxy far, far away.
Mhm.
uh-huh.
That's right.
That's exactly it. Like she
Well,
was
boys, I
made
hate
for
to-
stuff like that.
I hate to do this to y'all, but I got work tomorrow, and y'all know how it is on the halftime show. My time is limited, so it's always good to see you, cats.
We
I'll
love
catch you guys.
hanging with you as always.
I'll catch y'all in the instant messages, and I'll see everybody next week on the regular show. So
All right,
y'all
brother.
take care. Good to see you guys.
See you later.
Good
Aaron.
Good night, man.
Peace.
Peace.
So
There's one character I would like to see them bring into the Kenobi series, and that's Hondo.
Yes,
Hondo Inaka.
that would be stellar.
that,
He was
that,
such a
that
he
would
was
fit.
such a fun character in Clone Wars and Rebels.
There's so many good characters, in Clone Wars and Rebels that they need to
Mhm.
bring into live action. And I mean, they've
mean,
successfully done it with a bunch already.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just like a quick little cameo or something, but it'd still just be really cool to see. Be like, oh, it's Hondo. What's up?
Right. And then the other thing that we talked about is anybody excited for Hawkeye other than myself?
This
Okay.
guy. This dude.
It's a good comic book series. I feel like they're going to adapt it pretty well. It's Matt Fraction, I think, who is the writer for that series, and that's what they're basing it off of. He's a fantastic writer, so this should be
Well,
good.
My hope for it. Have you seen Black Widow?
Mhm.
Aaron, have you seen Black Widow?
Yeah, I went to go see it in theaters.
So my hope for this is that they kind of centralize the show around the post-credit scene of Black Widow,
Mhm. That'd be cool.
right? And maybe because I know Jeremy Renner has fulfilled his contract in the MCU,
Oh, really?
and it would wrap up his story arc nicely to tie up that post-credit scene from Black Widow with this series.
Do you think they're doing like a Thunderbolts thing, or are they doing like Dark Avengers? What do you think they'll call it?
I've heard that they're leading up to Thunderbolts
That's what I heard too.
with everybody that they've brought in.
That makes sense. And obviously, they're going to do Young Avengers. And that's why we're getting a new Hawkeye. So
Yes.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's why we're getting Kate Bishop for sure. Yeah. So I've heard that's the direction that they're going with that. And I've also heard that they're starting filming on Captain America 4. Very, very soon with Sam. What's his last name? That played Falcon.
Talking about Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. Thank you, Preston.
You're
Thanks for the
You're
save on
welcome.
that one. See, you can sit in your little corner and do your work, and you're still part of the stream. It's all good.
It's because I watch a lot of stuff and I remember people's names.
So I've heard they're going to be starting filming on Captain America 4 with Anthony Mackie in the title role very, very soon as well. So that's exciting.
Oh,
Lots of big things coming.
Yeah.
oh.
And we've got Mandalorian season 3, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan in 2022 on Disney Plus.
Yeah, what a year it's gonna be
Right?
for that.
I mean, and honestly, I think that's I think what Disney Plus is doing is kind of why the Eternals being released yesterday got overshadowed was with the Book of Boba Fett trailer coming out in anticipation for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So
And I think Disney Plus really, for at least for me, for Marvel, getting a story that's, several hours long and kind of broken up, that just makes more sense to me being a comic book reader. Like WandaVision, I think, is probably like my favorite thing that's been produced in the MCU, just because there was so much of it, and you really got into who that character was.
yes, and it took a different approach to the character than we've seen before. Right? It showed you that she's human and emotional and just like everybody else in the world is.
Yeah.
And it made her more relatable to say, hey, guess what? She's as screwed up as everybody else in the world is. So it's not just you. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
And then Winter Soldier and the Falcon, you got Dancing Zemo. I like that there's time for that.
Well, and being that you're a big comic book reader, Cole, did you catch in Falcon and Winter Soldier that they went to Madripoor, which is an
Yep.
X-Men reference?
It is. Chris Claremont created that. It's kind of a hodgepodge of different Asian cultures, but always a very interesting setting. So that was really fun.
Because that plays out in one of the Wolverine storylines.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very big part of one of them was Madripoor.
Yeah. He had a disguise where he had literally just an eye patch.
Yes. And then we've got this man, Mr. Dead Sexy, the wild man, Chris Snelman.
Dead sexy.
What's up,
What are you
dude?
not doing?
What's going on?
Don't everybody talk at once. Don't hold on. a second.
I had to unmute my mic.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt anything that's going on, especially if you're all sleeping.
I was playing with my saber.
That's what you said.
I
I was in Louisville.
You're what?
I was in Louisville for 4 days.
Oh.
It is cold in Louisville.
That's what this stream's all about, is playing with your saber, Chris.
I don't have anything to play
I
with.
can't even turn my on right now.
I'm cold.
No pun intended. And he looks left and right. He's like, I don't even know which one to play with.
I'm not home. If I was home, I'd have sabers to play with.
Right.
I'm on the road.
You probably feel
So
like
just the one.
Oh, you're just like
I used to bring sabers with me, and the problem I have is that I have to leave and I start talking to people about things, and like the mechanics that were working on my truck, I had one of those TCSS, keychain lightsabers.
Yeah.
And I just gave it to the mechanic. I was like, here, take this. And he was like, dude, I'm like, it's your first lightsaber. There you go.
There you
go.
Made his day.
Yeah, well, he helped me out. They all helped me out. It was a good day. And
enjoy.
It was cold in Louisville. Louisville's cold.
Yeah, it is.
So,
No,
hey, gents, I'm gonna have to bow out. I gotta go run to Lowe's to get some stuff to put up a shelf before they close. So,
well, I
Have a
think
good night, dude.
we're coming to the close anyways,
The after party.
and now it's time to go into the
I
after party.
come in and you guys leave.
So
I
Oh,
sat
good.
with I sat with today.
it's only
There's no reason for that.
it's only like 20 minutes down the
On-
road. So if I
on
get there and get
behalf
back,
of
and you guys are
yeah,
Good.
if we're still on,
yeah,
feel
if
free
you
to
guys
come
are still
back
on, I'll come back for the after party.
Yeah,
But
just
you
pop
guys
in.
have a good night.
in. You too. So on
I'm gonna run
behalf of
too.
on behalf of myself and everybody on screen, Cole, thanks for stopping by. Kevin from Stupid
Always fun.
Kyber,
Thanks
it's
for
been
having
a
me.
pleasure. It's been phenomenal getting to know you and hanging out with you.
Likewise.
We'll
Thanks
do
for
it again
coming in.
soon.
Hopefully. Yep. For sure.
All right,
Have a good night.
everybody in the comment section, everybody watching this after the fact, thank you all for sticking in and tuning in. We appreciate you and the entire community.
Yep.
And everybody, may the force be with you. Have a good night.
Take care.